So we have the BearVault 500. This is the biggest model and approved for all of the wilderness areas that require a bear canister. It was way bigger than I realized. It does work well as a stool, so when you're out camping, you can sit on your bear canister. It holds a lot, and when I took it on my Desolation Wilderness hiking on the Pacific Crest Trail, I actually had quite a bit of space up in the top that I was able to put my warm layers. This was a really great way to keep them waterproof as well versus having to put them in different stuff sacks. So I have the Gossamer Gear Mariposa 60 backpack, and when I read its reviews online, it said that it could fit a bear canister. So the first thing that I wanted to do was put this in sideways so that it would fill the bottom, but the opening of the Mariposa actually does not allow that. It's just not the right fit. So I was like, fine, I'll just put it in vertical. So that works just fine. The one thing that I don't like about it is once you get this really stuffed, you can actually see that the bear canister will round out the back of your pack. Surprisingly, I didn't feel it. So maybe not as big of a deal, but I did have concerns about that. And other people who might have a sensitive back, that could be a problem. One other thing that I struggled with is then getting the bear canister out, especially when it's weighted. Trying to pull it out, and if there's other things in your backpack, it was really hard to do. So I would actually have to pull everything out of my backpack. I also had a liner, a plastic liner in my pack, and pretty much get it to where it was just the bear canister when it was full, and then pull it out with the whole sack, with the whole liner sack instead. So with that feedback, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try out the 350 in order to see how that fits. Alongside the rest of my gear, it worked out fine, like I said, but I just feel like I'm stuffing in so much around this bear canister that it pushes on the back of my pack, and that is going to impact long term how my back is going to feel on a longer hike. One other thing I should talk about is how this lid comes off. So if you look around the edge, you will see that there is a small plastic notch there. And if you look at the lid, there are two areas, a little bit hard to see in this light, where it's got a texture. So there's two spots there, and it has a catch. So as you're tightening the lid, it will get to a point where it stops. When you want to untighten the lid, what you need to do, lefty-loosey, is you have to push on those spots in order to get the bump there to get past the plastic notch here, and you have to do it twice. There's two. You only have to do it usually for the first time around, and then you're good to go. When your hands are cold, this is really hard to do. I had to use a spoon, metal spoon that I had with me, to dig in, and finally I was able to get the button pushed in enough to slide by the notch. Really great for bear protection, really crappy when you're really hungry and tired. So if you know you're in a situation, maybe just it's in your pack, and you're gonna have dinner or lunch as soon as you sit down, just close it right before it gets that knot so it doesn't fully lock. Because at that point, you're probably not going to be dealing with bears coming around, or you're going to be scaring them away when if you see a bear on the trail. So that way, when you get to your lunch spot or your tent, and you just want to get into your food, it's not fully locked, and if you have the frozen stiff fingers, you can just get into it. And then when you go to bed, make sure you lock it all the way and put your bear canister in a safe place.